heard here, methamphetamine is a detrimental part of our society now. Meth has a negative impact on individuals and families. Many instances of domestic violence and child abuse occur with people that consume meth. The domestic violence, the reason there's a lot of domestic violence with meth is because the methamphetamine causes the users to become paranoid, irritable, and prone to violence. This often leads to the user to commit domestic violence and active child abuse. There also comes times when children in the homes that live in households with meth users. Meth addicts have decreased ability to properly parent their children. One of the consequences to children is the child neglect. When the parents spend days being high, trying to get off the meth, becomes even worse. The effects are seen in the family and with the child. That's why methamphetamine, I'm going to tell you, you should not get involved with methamphetamine. As you can obviously purposely ingest red devil dye or liquid fire, how about these? We've got acetone, we've got heat. All of these are flammable liquids. Would you consume those? Those are some of the main ingredients in building a meth lab. If you wouldn't take those intentionally, then why would a person choose to use meth? There are other cases that come in with children as well as adults when it comes into the meth. The Georgia Department of Family and Children's Services say that they have reports 42% of their child deprivation cases are caused from parents that use meth. This percentage varies across the state, but it stays pretty close to the 42%. It also causes mental and emotional problems of the people using the meth as well as their families. The children of meth users often develop mental and emotional problems from neglect or abuse. Sometimes the parents will get frustrated and take their frustration out on those children. And the children's minds, because they're so fragile, the child is not able to cope with that. Then there's cases of physical and sexual abuse of the children. There's always risk to the sexual abuse because the meth users are prone to, when they come off of the drugs, to sleep for days at a time. These children are left unattended, and if there's an older child in the house, that's usually who's the caregiver for those children once the parent or a guardian comes off of the meth. And a lot of times, because of the people that hang around with the meth users, if they are a child predator, they also have a much easier victim because there's nobody to stand up for that child once that parent comes off. Another thing is the meth labs. Meth labs can be built, as you've heard in the poem, can be built pretty much anywhere. Children that live in a home, as far as there's a meth lab in there, these children usually test positive for meth because of the stuff that's in the house. Most of the time, they suffer from chemical burns to their skin, to their lungs, just because of the chemicals that you see here that are involved in making this meth. Meth also has physical risk for the people that use it. Meth can cause users to experience various physical problems. They can lead to malnutrition, ulcers, diseases, and vitamin deficiencies, including skin disorders. Due to toxicity of meth, prolonged use can also result in cardiovascular, central nervous, and pulmonary system damage. One of the skin conditions would be meth mites. Meth affects the nerve endings throughout the user's body. Many people feel a sensation, what they call buzz or the meth mites. It basically feels like something crawling under your skin. Then the person will try to pick and scratch, and they'll be left with a condition like this with the sores that they're trying to relieve because they're itchy. Many also will suffer from meth will cause the increased sex drive, so it leads to poor judgment as well as possible sexual diseases. Many users of meth practice unsafe sex methods. That leads to them having a higher number of hepatitis and HIV. A lot of times they may share needles and use the needles of another person that may have HIV or hepatitis, spreading those diseases. Another problem is what they call meth mouth. This is a severe case of meth mouth where the user, the teeth are basically rotted from the inside out. It starts up around the gum area, and basically what causes it is the saliva glands stop functioning properly, and the bacteria in the mouth stays in the mouth and it doesn't get released. Well, that's what you lead to right here. And this can come from snorting or smoking meth. Most of the time, this right here is over a 4-year period. They say the state of Nevada prison population increased 19%, while on the dental budget because of things such as meth mouth. Now, if these are not reason enough for you not to use meth and for you to stay away from meth, just think you can. That was actually a meth lab that exploded inside a home that is courtesy of the GBI. This was a picture taken after they had found the lab, and this is what happened. Stay off meth, stay alive.